Kerouac, he drank himself to death in New England, and I'd like to take his hand, say, Jack, man, it's okay. Now he's gone, and we're left to move along on without him. The songs howl like beat, poets at an arcade, soaking moonlit falls on broken plastic.
Welcome to Talkin Balls, Tailgatin with Talkin Balls. My name is Boogie Bentley.
And I'm Dauber. What's happening?
We are hanging out without JP. He is, man, they're already asking. Scushmoto, where's JP? I'm out of here. I'm not going to listen if JP's not here. He's giving his all in Neyland Stadium. Hopefully he'll be back for the post-game show, but it depends on his internet connection. I doubt he will. After the experiences you've had down there, JP ain't going to be here.
It's tough.
But he's given his all. He was at G10. He told me to tell you guys that, but I forgot to relay that information. What's up, Alan? We got IC86 hanging out. Walter Miller's hanging out. Thanks for the super chat last Wednesday, Walter. We appreciate the support. Joe Hall is here and says we need to play a 60-minute game to beat these guys. We got to play 60-minute games the rest of the season if we're going to go bowling. Wookie's Gone Wild's hanging out. Invited me down to Georgia to eat some nachos. I may just do that. I may just let you guys hang out with Dauber after the show, and I may jump in the car and head to Georgia to eat some nachos. What's going on, man? How's the mood today? Are you fired up? Are you excited?
I am. I mean, even with the questions we have at quarterback, which, I mean, still, it's not flat out been said that Maurer is a no. I think I saw on game day this morning that it is a probable that he's out. In one of the graphics they put up on that. I don't know. I'm optimistic. I think the team is fired up. I think the team knows what they have to do ahead of them to close out the year. And man, it's just, there was a little bit of a tease by the Twitter handle for UT Sports earlier in the week. Did you catch that with the graphic? Something about spooky seasons here or something.
You talking about uniforms?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was interesting because I saw some people on BallQuest talking about it, saying that usually Tennessee tweets out what they're wearing, but Hub said they've not done that last few weeks. And he also said the kickers are warming up in orange jerseys with white pants, but that doesn't mean anything.
No, absolutely not. Because when they broke out the black jerseys against South Carolina under Kiffin, they warmed up in all orange and came out black with orange pants.
What do you think? Are you a fan? Are you a fan of I love the black. I love the alternate uniforms. The kids love them. If people are mad about them, I think they're just being boomers and just complaining for the sake of complaining.
Here's the thing. It's one of those things. The kids, they love all this alternate stuff, the different stuff. You're going to have a lot of recruits there tonight, and if it's something that amps up the fans, if it amps up the players, with the way this season's gone, you've got to take any little advantage that you can get and use it.
Yep.
I don't care personally what they wear, as long as the product on the field is good. And we're seeing that we're moving towards that direction. So yeah, I mean, black jerseys, orange jerseys,
gold jacket, green jacket.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't make a difference to me. I want to see them play to their potential.
Everybody's talking about Oklahoma and Kansas State. Oklahoma's getting throttled 48-30 right now, according to IC86. What do you think is going to happen at quarterback? I think, based on practice this week, Shrout took maybe more reps than Garantano did with the ones. But regardless, he's splitting reps 50-50. It's no different than when Maurer was starting. I wouldn't be surprised to see Shrout start, and then we'll see Garantano, unless Shrout just comes out and lights the world on fire. Otherwise, I think he's playing mediocre or not well. I think you'll see two at some point as well.
I agree, and that's what I said Wednesday night. I think that Shrout gets the start, and it's kind of serves as a second wake up call to Garantano. He's lost it to Maurer, and then after the boneheaded decision at the towards the end of the Alabama game, I think it's really up to him to decide whether or not he wants to be the quarterback. And Shrout, we talked about it Wednesday. He same thing with Maurer. He's unproven. He's not been in a game against SEC speed and meaningful duty. He's played a couple mop-up series and closed out the end of the Bama game. But he seems to be erratic with his throws. Of course, we saw that with Maurer when he got in the swamp. Everything was high. It was a kid making his first big-time playing experience, and it's got to be some nerves and all that.
Sure. Something I do like, though, is look at the difference in Maurer when he just got thrown into the game versus when Chaney had a week to game plan for Maurer versus
Absolutely.
game planning for Garantano. And they've said that he's been working hands-on all week long with Shrout. So maybe we'll see a different game plan that will showcase Shrout's arm. But at the end of the day, I think for Tennessee to win, they're going to have to find a way to run the football, and I think they can have some success there. But if I'm South Carolina, I'm going press coverage on the outside, and I'm stacking the box, and I'm making Tennessee beat me through the air. So can Tennessee find a way to get behind that offensive line and Tim Jordan and run the football when South Carolina is going to stack that box? They're going to.
Yeah,
they're going to.
Well, and that's I brought up Wednesday. We're 0-7 against Muschamp from his time at Florida to his time at South Carolina. And in those 7 losses, we didn't gain over 300 total yards of offense in 5 of them. So we have struggled against a Muschamp coach defense, but we've also not had this coaching staff except for one season last year, and I think Pruitt's going to dial some stuff up. They're playing with is Helinski. He's a freshman as well, right?
The quarterback.
Yeah,
I believe so. And I think their starting running back is out as well.
Yeah, Dowdle is out. Of course, they've got the transfer from Clemson, Tavion Feaster. So what's the weather look like? I know they were calling for rain, but everything I've seen from people down there, it's not raining.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like the rain may hold off until after the game, which I think benefits Tennessee. Look, it's obviously the number one issue with this football team right now is quarterback play. That's the number one issue.
Absolutely.
But on the flip side of that, South Carolina has the worst pass defense in the SEC. So if you can take advantage of them, find a way to mix in some play action. If you're rolling with Shrout, give him some easy, RPO, something. To get that passing game going. You
try to ease him into it with some easy throws, some stuff where he's not forced to read coverages or make a absolute dime of a throw. You set him up for success.
And everybody's talking about Tim Jordan going off, and I think that would just benefit Shrout. Work in some play action. Let him throw the ball down the field. Let him showcase that arm. But I'm with you. Don't give him complex reads. Give him easy stuff, and see if he can showcase that arm. Guys, we got 42 people now hanging out in the live chat. Make sure you do smash that like button. We will be live immediately following the game. Whatever time it is, just give us time to get down to our offices, get everything set up to get rolling, but that'll be immediately following the game without JP once again. What else? What do you guys want to talk about? It's the tailgate show. You guys are in control, not us. What do you want to talk about?
What's everybody got going on right now?
What's everybody drinking or eating right now? That's always my favorite question for the tailgate show. What are you eating? I know Wookie's Gone Wild is eating some nachos. He said, invited me down to Georgia to share. I appreciate that invite. But if you're anything like JP, somebody was trying to get a JP rant on the officials. They're disappointed that he's not here.
I will. I'll put this up to the screen here. Grant Ramey tweeted out. That's Pruitt. He went around and shook hands with every official and said he spent about 5 minutes talking with the white hat.
Well, what are the SEC officials going to do? Because Muschamp went off this week too.
Yeah.
It's hard to who they gonna favor in this game. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
But I thought that was pretty funny. Let's see.
71 cents watching the Oklahoma-Kansas State game. Robert Craig is eating brats. Of course, guys, look, I invited Robert on the show. I said it's tailgating with Talkin VAWLS. It's laid back. We're just hanging out. You can come on the show. And he said no. Wouldn't you guys like to see Robert's lovely face on air, on screen? It's okay, Robert. I understand.
Well, I am sipping on a nice dark and stormy with some Gosling's rum and some Barrett's ginger beer. I think I fixed one for you at the Florida game, didn't I?
Yeah, that was the best thing ever. Was when I was at Ingles one time, and Dauber fixed me a dark and stormy when they ended the streak.
Yeah,
was the first time I ever drank a dark and stormy. So I think we were going to JP's for a game, and I was like, man, I gotta drink. I gotta get those drinks going. And I said, what was in it? And you told me. You said, whatever dark rum you want, and then ginger beer. So when you said ginger beer, I thought you meant grown man beer, like real beer.
Well, now they make alcoholic ginger beer as well.
Well, not at Ingles, they don't, because I spent probably 20 minutes going through every alcoholic beverage they have and could not find ginger beer. And I'm texting Dauber, I'm like, dude, there is not ginger beer anywhere in this store. I'm looking. I turn around, Dauber's behind me, tapped me on the shoulder. He says, dude, it's over here. Yeah, because it's like root beer. I didn't know that. Scushmoto is eating donuts. Nobody's eating anything good. I've not either. I went to the gym, so I've had a protein shake followed by Coors Light. So it's whatever. I got to figure out what I'm going to do for dinner, man. I'm already hungry. What else we want to talk about? It's tailgating with Talkin VAWLS. We don't have JP to go on a rant. Quarterback play is important. What do you think the Vols defense is going to be able to do? South Carolina likes to run the football, but I think this defensive line has stepped up the last few weeks just along with the offensive line. I think it was what we thought was going to be a weak spot at the beginning of the season, and now we've seen them get better and better, especially last week against Alabama. I was very impressed with the defensive line.
The play of both lines, both sides of the ball has improved night and day from the beginning of the year. Yeah, I mean, you look at the Georgia State game. We gave up 38 points to Georgia State. We gave up 38 points to Alabama.
Yep.
I mean, that's kind of a telltale in and of itself. We couldn't stop Georgia State from running up and down the field. And I mean, heck, there were people that were saying Alabama can score 100, this and that. And
we were right there in the mix too.
Yeah, absolutely. If not for some pretty questionable calls and, the mistake by Garantano at the end, it's a whole lot closer than the final score looks.
I saw somebody bring up an interesting point. What would your mindset have been after the game if, say, when Garantano went rogue, say they run the original play, dive left, say it gets stuffed, and they lose, what was the score, 28-13?
Right.
And let's say Alabama runs the football, runs the clock out, final score 28-13. What are your thoughts about the quarterback position going into the South Carolina game? Do you have a little bit more confidence, or are you still concerned? I think a lot of us look. Nobody is really buying into anything that Tua is doing right now. Like he has not been the same quarterback. We beat it into the ground over and over and over. We all have. We're all in agreement. But what would your mindset be had that been the case? And he hadn't gone rogue, and that fumble is lingered in our minds for a week
Oh,
now.
yeah. I mean, that's something that'll replay over and over for years to come. Here's a struggling Tennessee team in a game, and we cough it up for a 100-yard return on a fumble, scoop and score.
I see 86 says still concerned about JG, and I think we all are. But what's your different mindset, Dauber? It's got to be a little different. It has to be.
I mean, here's the thing: we've seen Garantano play well before, and that's I think why he got the nod at the beginning of the year. He had the experience. He managed the game and actually played well to win some games, down on the plains at Auburn, against Kentucky, did some really nice things, but I just don't get why we can't throw the ball downfield with him. I don't know if it's Garantano choosing the dump off and the check down, or if it's the play calls are not anything beyond 7-8 yards.
And that's the thing is there's a lot of that we'll never know the answer to. We'll never, only they know. And Robert says in the live chat he wants to know why Garantano did what he did on that last play. And he says we won't get an answer. No, we won't get that answer. One thing he did do this week, I think Swain was talking about it on Monday, and said that Garantano, first and foremost, has to apologize to his coaches and to his teammates, because ultimately that's who he let down more than anybody. And from what I've heard, he did do that individually with his coaches and with his teammates. That's a big step towards being a leader, but I want to see you be a leader on the field. How is a true freshman in Maurer more of a leader than Garantano? Some people are just natural born leaders, I guess. And Tua just does not have that leading. And we've talked about it before too. It's almost like a confidence thing, because he looks like a leader when he's on the bench and Maurer's in the game and he's celebrating with Maurer and he's talking to Maurer. He looks like more of a leader. He just, and I say it all the time on here, he just seems like he lacks confidence and he cannot handle pressure. But when he's on the bench, he can be a leader. And that's, I don't know, man. That's just what I see.
I mean, even going back beyond last year, Butch Jones's last season, we were struggling to find leadership, especially on the offensive side of the ball. You do have some outspoken guys like Jennings and some other guys, but and up until this year, Jennings wasn't the quote unquote leader that the face of the team. He had some off the field issues. Then he goes on that rant against the team, gets suspended. He has really matured and grown in and embraced that spot that he has. He's always been outspoken and just kind of electric, a fan favorite for sure. I said his freshman year, I thought he was something special when he went down. I think it was in Gainesville on a special teams play and just laid out the returner and then got up over him and did the chomp. I mean, I love guys that play with passion and fire and intensity like that. And you just don't see that from Garantano.
No, he seems just stone-faced, like lost at all times. Jordan Young in the live chat has an alert, says Shrout is on the field taking snaps with the first string right now. Maurer is taking snaps with third string, but is dressed. I don't think he goes in the game. I think Shrout's starting, and I think we'll see Garantano at some point. That's what I think.
Unless you have Shrout go out and Garantano get hurt as well. I don't think Maurer sees the field today.
No. I think. What do you think? We talked about Jennings. Some people want Jennings playing quarterback. I think that's a stupid idea. Just because you played quarterback in high school doesn't mean now, all these years later, you can just all of a sudden become a great quarterback when you've been planning as a wide receiver your entire career. But that said, he does open up a lot in the Wildcat, and we've seen Tim Jordan, we've seen Crouch in the Wildcat. But I think we need, and they've tried a little bit, get Jennings involved, let him throw the football. Of course, I guess it was Mississippi State.
Yeah, it didn't
snubbed
work.
it out, didn't work. But I think putting him at quarterback, letting him do some Wildcat stuff, but giving him the option to throw, I like that. How many times would you let him do that though? Because when you're running that Wildcat, you're taking a lot of licks, and if you're gonna find a way to make it to a bowl game, well, first you do have to win this game. So all bets are off. But you're gonna need Jennings down the stretch.
Yeah. I don't think we can feasibly compete for an entire game, but mix it in here and there. It's tough to defend, it's tough to stop because you have so many options there, and with somebody like Jennings who does have that history of playing quarterback, he's got a somewhat capable arm. It's at least on par with Garantano, who we've got in there, if they're only going to let him throw it, 7-8 yards down the field.
We got Kenny Ashby in the live chat, says confirmed orange jersey, white pants, black cleats. That's my favorite look, but have they not been wearing black cleats all year? I don't really pay attention. I couldn't tell you what color cleats they've worn the entire season, but I do like the black cleats.
Yeah.
Do you know? Yeah, I can tell you don't know either. I have no clue. I have no clue.
I can try to pull something up here and
it's hilarious.
See. I don't know. No,
I legit have no clue what color cleats they were.
The pictures I'm seeing aren't full length pictures. It's like waist up.
Can anybody in the live chat confirm, have they worn black cleats this season? Something I liked talking about uniforms is back when they used to wear the white jersey and they had the big, thick black outline around the numbers. I always liked that with the black cleats too.
I like the outline on the numbers because it helps to see the numbers. Yeah. I think
nobody has a clue if they wear black, but Jordan Young does have confirmation that the game mill is Moe's. Thank you for that. Balls Deep says they've been wearing black cleats all year. That's so funny. Nobody knows. This is Talkin Balls. Anybody want to come on the show? We got room for 4 more people. We can have six hosts on this show. Everybody says they've been wearing black cleats all year. So thank you, Kenny Ashby, for that update.
They wore white last year. Now, like I said earlier, though, when they broke out the black jerseys previously, they warmed up in something different.
Right.
Went to the locker room, changed, and came out. So it's.
I don't know where all this came from though, because somebody was talking earlier in the chat. Pruitt's not a guy that likes to do that type of thing. He's an old school guy. So I don't know. But there is something about those orange breeches.
Yep. Let's see. This is what kind of stemmed a lot of it. That is Tennessee football, and the little jack-o'-lantern with the dark colored, and it says spooky season. So
yeah, that's weird. That's a weird tweet unless you're doing something.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan of getting together with South Carolina because it's typically, right around Halloween.
Yeah.
And telling them, look, you guys wear all black, we'll wear all orange. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. I wouldn't be mad at that. We got 54, 56 now hanging out in the live chat. Make sure you guys do smash the like button, share out the link if you don't care. Join us for the post-game show immediately after the game. Kenny Ashby says JP on his way to the locker room to give the ultimate motivational speech. JP's not here and we've not got a single super chat. You realize that? Super chats are down 75% when JP's not on the show. I don't think people really like us, but that's okay. We're here. You got to deal with us.
Hey, we got that many people listening to us going on about fashion.
We're talking about fashion, and we want to know what you're eating. That's the point of tailgating with Talkin VAWLS. That's why this doesn't go on the podcast platform, because we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. Lewis Jolly says orange top, black pants. Where did that come from? Or is that just what you would like to see?
I think that's what he'd like to see. I don't know that they would go black pants. I think that's out of the realm of reason there. Got an update on the K-State Oklahoma game from James Byram. 48-38, 2.5 minutes left. So, but Oklahoma's driving apparently.
Yeah, Lewis Jolly says that's what he would like to see. What else would you guys like to see? Would you like to see the official Talkin VAWLS hoodie? Would you guys like to see a hoodie? Would you like to see a T-shirt? We're trying to space these things out, but we are talking behind the scenes about what you guys would like to see next. I'm a hoodie guy, and that's something I've thought about doing.
What about a hat? We got any guys that would like to see a hat?
We could do the hat with well, I think the hoodie too should just be the straight Talkin VAWLS logo.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to do anything special or get cute with those. Jordan Young says, I'm ready to see that ride or die. Dude, that's something too. Fun T-shirts that only Talkin VAWLS faithful understand. They see them and they're like, what does that even mean? The thing I don't like this logo on this shirt right now, that's as high as that logo can go. And we can put a logo on the back, but it can only go that high as well. I wish we could put a little Talkin VAWLS logo like right below the neck and then put like ride or die on the front or something like that. But I don't know what our options are. Some of you guys are back and forth. Some of you want hats. Some of you want koozies. Lewis Jolly wants a hat. I need to look on the website we're using. That's another thing. Dauber brought another website into the fold, but I don't know. I'm OCD and want to keep everything in one house. What are we talking? This is the fashion show. We talked about fashion the entire show. I don't know. The company we use now, they have a regular hat like this, and then they have it looks like a flat bill hat. Troy Lee is a visor type of guy. I don't look right in a hat. How is that humanly possible? Bryant Rockwell says, go Big Orange. I686 has a hat with his Talkin VAWLS sticker on it. Dude, if any of you all, Tajon Washington was in the chat earlier. He sent us a picture of his Talkin VAWLS shirt. That's what you guys need to do, man. Tweet them out at Talkin VAWLS_pod on Twitter. We want to see that stuff, and then we want to retweet it out to the masses. So if you've got anything like that, yeah, shoot it our way. We'd love to see it. Darby, can you get this thing back on track? Balls Deep does like the old school logo on my hat, though. Thanks.
Yeah, I got an old school logo.
Yeah, that's old school too.
Oh man, I don't know. Any final thoughts on the game?
Man,
I'm ready for it.
I'm ready. I'm excited. I was arguing with DA. He's probably not in the live chat right now, but I was arguing with him today. He sent me something talking about Appy State winning and all this stuff and said worst season in Tennessee history. And I was like, dude, we got a lot to play for still. This season is not over. And you could, how many times can you say the season starts now? The season starts now. This is must win. Everything depends. That's okay. It's the case. The season starts today. You find a way to win. You get a win. And I would almost go on record and say if this team wins today, they are going bowling. I would almost guarantee this team finds a way to make it to a bowl game. This game, and if they lose, I don't think they can. That this game means everything.
I mean, yeah, you can only drop one more, and then you have to win out.
Right. That's you got to win.
And that's a lot of pressure knowing you've got to win out.
Especially with Missouri.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Of course, Missouri last week had a bit of a stumble against Vandy. So, I mean, that's why they play the games. The East is down this year, and we've got an easier end of the season than we had to open up. And if we play like we've played the last 2 weeks, there is a pretty good chance that we could, sneak into a bowl game, and that would be great for these seniors who have been through so much.
Right.
That'd be great for a team that is so young, especially with the guys that are making impact plays.
It's good for recruiting too. Look what happened after that Alabama game. Everybody's impression of Tennessee football changed with the way that they played that Alabama team.
Yeah, and then we pull that trifecta from Memphis. So it's one of those things. We've talked about it before. Recruiting is a cycle. You have to recruit well to win, and you have to win to recruit well. So it's kind of one of those double-edged swords.
Kenny Ashby makes a good point right here, because it's like you said, you got to win to recruit. And Kenny says here, we're seeing the evolution of Pruitt as a head coach. And these last 5 games could be what tell the story. And these last 5 games could tell the story for recruiting too, which is going to build into next season. I think they have proven they can coach up players that aren't as good as what the competition is bringing to the table. I think we're seeing it with an offensive line. We got a couple 5-star offensive tackles that are studs, but they're being thrown into the fire as freshmen. What's that going to mean when they're juniors and seniors? Hell, what's it going to mean next year? The potential is there for this offensive line. We're seeing the same with the defensive line. They're overproducing with minimal talent, but we are a quarterback away from having 5 wins right now.
Yeah.
Being a win away from going bowling. How much different would this fan base's mindset be if they find a way to beat freaking Georgia, that Georgia State game, man, and find a way to finish that BYU game?
Yeah.
This fan base, I would be all in for Pruitt right now. If they won those 2 games and then they performed the way they did in the first half against Georgia and performed the way they did against Alabama, I would be all in. And that's why I've continued to say it. I choose to ignore those first 2 games, and I see what Pruitt's doing. I see what he's building. I'm not all in yet, but I'm just saying the potential is there. This team can still make a bowl game.
They win those first 2 games, and there's a good chance that you and I aren't sitting here doing this, that we're at G10 with JP right now.
Well, somebody's got to be responsible and hold this podcast together. So I would be sitting here by myself. It would be like this. I would be saying, guys, what did you eat today? What'd you eat today? What are you drinking today? What's on the smoker? It would just be me and 53 of my closest friends. But instead, it's like this. It's me and you.
I definitely think that we are starting to see the kind of hallmark of a Pruitt coach team. Listen, this week, I'm not sure if it was in one of his pressers or something, but I read some comments by Pruitt that he was talking about the early part of the season and talking about playing young guys and playing guys out of position, especially on the defensive line, and talking about, between injuries and having guys that missed camp and then were just thrown into games, and talking about how much of a difference, last week against Alabama, the continuity and the team that they had anticipated having, now that they're starting to play with those guys in the spots that they were intended on playing instead of out of position. And it's, but you can always say that there's always ifs and buts. And at the end of the day, the thing is, a team the caliber of Tennessee should never lose to a team the caliber of Georgia State. Right. And especially the way it went down. Even good teams, even on their worst days, find ways to win those games.
Right. And that's the thing. That's why when we were catching some heat on this show for, saying the jury's still out on Pruitt, you have to take that into account. And Walter Miller saying that my dedication is inspirational. Dara comes from that same mindset as me. We are going to support whoever is on that field, no matter what the record is, no matter what they've proven in the past. If Garantano's in the game today, we're going to be supporting him. We're going to be pulling for him. That is just the mindset. That's where we are as fans. That said, I also still hold Jeremy Pruitt accountable for the way they lost that BYU game.
Absolutely.
For the performance against Georgia State. All that is taken into account, and he has to answer to that. And if this team doesn't find a way to make it to a bowl game, he's got a whole lot to prove in year 3.
Yeah.
Now, if they can find a way to get a win today, get a few more wins, and make it to a bowl game, then I'm starting to buy in a little more. I'm still not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm still not following out into the woods with a solo cup full of some liquid that I'm going to drink and say, let's roll Jeremy Pruitt to get real weird. But I'll be optimistic going into year 3.
But that's the thing, though, too.
Oh, Walter Miller's talking about my dedication to Talkin VAWLS, not to the Tennessee program. Damn, man, I just gave that big inspirational speech for nothing. I am dedicated to this show. I do not miss. But no, I'm giving them a hard time. It's an understanding. If you get tickets and want to go to a game, we'll figure it out. If I get tickets and decide to go and we can't broadcast live, that's no problem. We'll just record later. It is what it is. Boogie YouTube offered me a video of you doing a comic book. Yeah, we do a comic book show every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We also do the Wrestling Council, me and 2 other YouTubers. We rotate between the channels Thursday nights at 10. So check that out if you're into pro wrestling. Somebody asked me if I podcast every day. It feels like it, but I enjoy it, man, especially with an interaction like you guys bring to Talkin VAWLS. It makes it fun. That's what we're doing right now. Yeah, it's nice to get super chats. It's nice to get ad revenue, but there's 53 people here, and I'm having a blast just reading the live chat and interacting with you guys.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
you guys make this show what it is. You really and truly do. Us deciding to go live and have this live chat elevated this show 100 times this season.
Yeah. The tailgate show is so cool, though, too. It's so laid back, and you guys really do kind of steer this and make this show what it is. The post game, it's usually just kind of recapping and commiserating or celebrating. But man, it's awesome and humbling, very humbling to know that we've got listeners that week in and week out take their time to come hang out with us.
I think especially for the Alabama game is where it really hit me that you guys would listen to us talk for 4 hours. So that was cool.
Yeah.
4Golf3 says, go Vols. Go Vols. Thanks for joining us. I don't think I've ever seen that name in the live chat before. Go Vols. Robert Craig says, we go into the Vandy game if it's for the bowl. Yeah, I'll say that. If a bowl game is on the line during that Vanderbilt game, Robert will go. You can buy the tickets. You can drive, and I'll go with you. And we'll broadcast live from my phone from the tailgate. That's what we need to do as a Talkin VAWLS. We need to all go to a game together and tailgate together. We can broadcast live from my phone.
Oh, man.
Be awesome. Be awesome. We still need to do the meet and greet, man.
Yeah.
Like part of me wanted to do it for the UAB game, but I think it's too late to plan now. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I talk in circles every time we talk about it. I don't know if I want to do it in a bye week for a game. After the season, we could do it after the season. If they make it to a bowl game, we could do it between the end of the season and the bowl game somewhere. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think it would be cool to hang out with you guys in a real setting and be able to sit down and chat. That's part of the reason why I would want to do it in a bye week, or if a game's on, man, you know how we are, especially JP during a game. Jeez, Pete. Balls Deep says, let's all go to Waffle House. Sounds good to me, man. Chopped, smothered, covered, and buttered.
You all don't get game day JP quite as much as we do.
Nope. You got a dialed down version for that Bama game. Dialed down.
We got a text first thing this morning proclaiming
show that one on air.
Shrout with 3 TD passes. I'm leaving some of it out, but yeah, I mean
his optimism before the game is through the roof, and then the negativity in game is unheard of. If Stroud's going to throw 3 touchdowns, if they come out in the first series and it's 1st and 10, first play of the game is an incomplete pass, he'll be saying put Garantano in. That's how JP rolls.
Yeah. Oh.
Balls Deep works in Gatlinburg. Let's all go to my work. 40% off. 40% off what, though? I don't know what that means, dude. I don't know. Always optimistic. You guys are great. I've never seen that name in the live chat. We got a lot of new listeners for the pregame. Just a quick reminder, if you're not new, do make sure you go, or if you are new, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button. We'll be back for the post-game show immediately following the game as fast as Dauber can top off his drink and run down the stairs. We got 49 people watching and 48 thumbs up. That might be the best percentage ever. Walter Miller says never put Garantano in. Balls Deep's got steaks and beer. I'm down for that, man. 40% off steaks and beer. Shout out to Shrout. Final words. You sticking with your prediction from Wednesday night? 14 field goals. I caught some flack for saying they were going to complete 12 passes, saying they would never sling the rock that much, and you said they were going to kick like 6 field goals, and everybody was good with that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If Garantano is in, I don't think we move the ball to score for touchdowns because that's the offense just sputters out and we can't do anything but kick field goals. So that was why I went with that. I know it's a little absurd, but heck,
it'd be awesome if it came true.
Hey, I'm just looking for more points than the Cox.
Yep, that's all that matters. I don't care if it's 3-2. We can roll out a baseball score. Bryant Rockwell, that might be the best post in the live chat so far today.
I think I've got Shrout. I got a couple texts here that Shrout looks like he's going to be starting.
Kenny Ashby just made it all worthwhile. You know, I was sitting here thinking, man, I got to go upstairs and face my wife, and she's going to say, how many super chats did you all get? And I'm going to say none, and she's going to say, well, you wasted your time. And I'm like, that's not wasting time. I'm hanging out with my friends. But Kenny Ashby saved the day. $5 super chat. Thank you for the support. You just bought an appetizer for the Talkin VAWLS Christmas party, which I am looking forward to. He says $5 for the win. I dig it, and we appreciate the support. Dude, Wednesday night blew my mind. It legit. I went upstairs after the podcast, and I was kind of in shock. It's like you say humbled a lot, and I was like, man, the fact that people gave $20 super chats is just baffling to me. Baffling. Yeah. And it probably gets old here to say, oh, we appreciate the support. I don't know what else to say, man. I don't know what else to say that you all, I know we're putting out free content and you guys are here every week and you enjoy it, but we enjoy your company. But it's beyond humbling. Walter Miller follows it up with another super chat. Fight with all your might for the orange and white. I like it. I dig it. You guys are getting me fired up. Dude, I'm still excited, man. I think Tennessee wins this game, and I think Tennessee goes bowling. Maybe I'll be sitting here and we'll be drinking our sorrows away together after it's over. But right now, dude, I feel good about this game. Shrout, let it all out. Maybe we'll sing that. I'm not going to say that because this freaking fan base
they'll hold us
to it. Yeah, you can't get away with that, man. So it does look like Shrout's going to be starting, man. I like it. I hope
he balls out.
I do too, man. I like it. The only thing that concerns me is if Garantano does go into the game. If you're there, I doubt anybody's there. If you're there, you're already in the stadium. I just hope they don't boo. And you can dislike Garantano, you can hate Garantano, you can hope he never plays. I don't come from that mindset of booing players. I don't like it. You can boo coaches and coaches' decisions. They make millions of dollars. And yeah, these kids are getting a free education. But I don't like booing players.
I mean, you're talking about a 18 to 22-year-old kid, and I'm not a big fan of that. It's a bad look. It's a bad look for potential recruits that are there.
Yep.
What I want to see is and that's the fan base has showed up all year long. Even and you and JP doubted after the Georgia State game, the BYU game that I was at. I said, no, this fan base will show up for the BYU game, even after the turd of a game that they played the week before.
I was so shocked by that, honestly. I really was.
It was rocking, absolutely rocking. It's Tennessee fans show up, and that's one thing. Yeah, we may be a insane fan base, and but I think every fan base has those fringe ones that are a little bit too fanatical, and then you got your bandwagon fans, but it's one thing I can guarantee you, that the fans are going to show up and support their team. I hope that the majority, if there are people that are booing, I hope it's a minority.
Walter Miller says it's sort of in JG's face to have Shrout start. I agree. And that's why I like it. That's why I like it, because it's like, all the lip readers out there saying that Pruitt said that's your last effing chance. If I go to work every day and I don't do my job, and my boss is like, well, you need to do your job, and then the next day I don't do my job, and they say, well, you need to do your job, and then the next day I don't do you have to be accountable for the stupid decisions that you make. And Garantano needs to sit on the bench. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't go in. If Shrout's struggling to get this offense rolling, then I definitely, by all means, would put Garantano in the game. You got to play who gives you the best opportunity to win. That said, Shrout, let it all out. Let's roll. Let's get behind 12. I want to see him ball out today, man.
I'd like to see a couple defensive touchdowns.
Brian Rockwell's having a concert, man. You're keeping me laughing. I love it. I love it. They're attacking Victor Mize. He says first play, Shrout throws a pick 6. I banned somebody today. That Oklahoma fan. I banned him.
Well, we should have got him on here today.
I should. Yeah. Oh, of all days to ban that guy, right? What the heck, man?
You just ruined his day.
But that dude's been lurking for so long, pissing people off, and today was the final straw. I finally canned him. And then I did ban somebody that said I was an idiot. He used a different word that I refused to use on air for interacting with the live chat. He said, "What's wrong with Boogie? Why does he interact with the live chat throughout the whole show?" Guys, would you prefer me to just ignore you the whole show? Because I don't think so. I think you guys make the show. This is your show. It's not our show. So I will continue to interact with you guys and let people call me an idiot for that. But I think we got to wrap it up. We're 13 minutes away from kickoff. Everybody enjoy the game. Get behind these kids. Have a good time. Hopefully we will be here celebrating. Vols JP just dropped in the live chat and says, Jay. I don't know if that's supposed to be hey. He put Jay again. Dude, JP, stop talking. Stop talking, buddy. You're exposing yourself. Brian Rockwell, I would never ignore you, buddy. Hillbilly Sportsman says, go Big Orange. That's it. We're going to wrap this thing up. That's going to finish up Tailgating with Talkin VAWLS. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you haven't done it yet, smash that like button on the way out the door. We'll be back in a few hours immediately following the game. We will see you guys then. For Dauber Greer, I'm Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.